Paulette's not good. For today's video, we are doing the most asked video in the live streams lately. Everybody wants to know, am I doing a 2020 Go Fest prep video? Yes, all right. I was just waiting to see if more information was gonna be shared. We got nothing. So today I'm going over everything that I'm doing personally to prepare for Pokemon Go Fest, my strategies, both before the event starts, during the event, and also everything that we know as of right now, which is Tuesday, July 21st. Obviously, Go Fest is in several days from now on July 25th and 26th, Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, so we don't have that much time until Go Fest is here, not that much time to prep, so this video is important. If there's anything else that you're doing that you think is a good idea that I'm not doing, let me know in the comments. Also, man, listen, contacts are great until they're not. My left eye sucks. If this video helped you at all, make sure to leave a like. And remember that on Saturday, July 25th, I'm gonna be live streaming 8 straight hours of Pokemon Go festivities live on Twitch. The link to my channel is in the description, Twitch channel, so make sure to go follow me on Twitch. 8 hours of Go festivities live on Twitch with a lure down, with an incense down the entire time. We're gonna see what's happening, what's spawning, what's going on, how is this event, the first ever Global Go Fest event, how is it gonna work and look in-game? So even if you don't have a ticket to the event, come by just to see what it's all about so that when there's another event in the future, you'll know if you want to participate or not. And then I have to leave at 6 p.m. my time so I can drive 6 hours to the Bay Area so I can get home around midnight. So without further ado, let us hop into today's episode in which we discuss how to prepare for Pokemon Go Fest 2020 along with all of the information we know so far.
Have you bought your Go Fest ticket yet?
Let's purchase it right now.
Well, no worries, because you have until July 26th at 6 p.m. local time to purchase your Go Fest ticket. Right now, we're going to talk about what do we know as of right now, Tuesday, about Pokemon Go Fest 2020, including that weird fact that you can buy a ticket 2 hours before the last day of the event ends. We're gonna do that while we log into Pokemon Go and boss up on this cluster spawn. All right, so Pokemon Go Fest obviously happening Saturday and Sunday, July 25th and 26th from 10 a.m. local time till 8 p.m. local time each day. So yes, if you do get the pass, if you do buy, which is $15 for the US at least, you do get 2 days, 10 hours each, 20 hours of gameplay. And as I just said there, the deadline for purchasing a ticket is July 26th, Sunday at 6 p.m. local time. So literally 2 hours before the event ends on Sunday, you can still buy a ticket if you want to get access to the research quests, obviously. Also, even if you don't buy a ticket, there will still be Go Fest things to do in game, but most of the stuff will be exclusive to Go Fest ticket holders. So now the big question about Pokemon Go Fest is what in the world is gonna be spawning? What's happening? So here's what we know. From the promotional picture, which will be on screen, we're gonna have unknown spawning, Snorlax spawns. We don't know if it can be shiny or not, but I'm assuming it will be. Pikachu and Eevee spawns, Chinchou spawns, Zangoose and Seviper spawns, Alolan Executor spawns, there's Charizard, so maybe Charizard spawns, and Gibble spawns. That's the one. People keep asking me, what do you want most at Pokemon Go Fest? Bruh, shiny Gibble is a top 3 for me because we don't really know exactly what else is spawning, but we know for sure that Gibble is, so fingers crossed. Also, as part of the Go Fest weekly challenges, we unlocked a bunch of spawns that will be spawning during Go Fest. Those includes Chimecho, which does have extra Stardust if you catch it. So it's not shiny, but it's Stardusty. Also, I don't know if that has extra Stardust. It might. Let me know in the comments if it does or not. And check the comments if you want to know that. Also, Chansey, which could be shiny. Ferroseed, which is very rare. Alolan Grimer, which can be shiny, will be spawning. Alolan Marowak. I need that shiny so bad. That will be spawning, so that's another top 3 for me when it comes to shinies at Go Fest. Also, Togetic, Dratini, and Litwick will be shiny as well, assuming that Team Valor and Team Instinct completes their research for the week, because Team Mystic, we already did it, okay? We're the best team in the league. Wait. Look, this is 14 hours ago. Here's a look at everyone's progress Go Fest. 1 million already for Team Mystic, 979,000 for Valor, and 664 for Instinct. The numbers show we the best team in the league. So that's dope, spawn-wise. Now, let's talk about day 1 versus day 2, what to expect. Day 1, there's a special research story that you can only acquire on day 1, but you can complete it after the event's over. You don't have to complete it day 1, but you have to log in and get it day 1 in order to get it. Also, there will be 5 rotating habitats: water, grass, fire, friendship, and battle happening day 1. And each of those rotating habitats happen on your incense, and they'll happen twice throughout the day. So, obviously that's 5 different habitats at 1 hour each, twice, 10 hours. And what that does is at the typical Pokemon Go Fest, there's always different habitats you can walk around to find different spawns. Since they can't do that for this event, instead, just the diverse spawns will happen on your incense. Also, there's gonna be the Global Challenge Arena, which basically you can team up with everyone else at Pokemon Go Fest and work towards unlocking rewards every single hour. And if you complete the challenge, the rest of the hour, you will be able to reap the rewards for whatever challenge you completed. Also, according to Pokemon Go, there will be over 75 species in the wild, in eggs, in raids, and in special research. So there's gonna be a lot to do and a lot of Pokemon spawning and a lot of different things to find when it comes to spawns in Pokemon Go Fest, but we still don't know specifics. Day 2, in quotations, trainers will enjoy something very different, says Pokemon Go. We have no idea what's happening. There will be a special research for day 2 that, again, you have to log in day 2 to get, but you don't have to complete it day 2. My speculation is that day 2, we're going to be getting Victini in Pokemon Go, which was sneak peeked by the Pokemon Go, or the Pokemon official Pokemon's Twitter. So expect brand new mythical Pokemon Victini coming out during Pokemon Go as part of, I'm guessing, day 2 special research, but it might be day 1. I don't know. Also, Niantic support tweeted, "We recommend saving your gift interactions during Go Fest day 1 until the friendship habitat comes to you, as it will feature a global challenge to send gifts to friends. If the goal is met, gifts opened during the rest of the habitat's time may contain an unexpected item." I'm gonna punch this Krabby in the mouth because one of the big things about today's video is balls, and we're losing all of them. So basically what that means, day 1, do not open your gifts or send gifts until the friendship habitat comes to you. Because if we complete the challenge during the friendship habitat, gifts that are opened after the completion of the challenge will contain a unexpected item. A lot of people are speculating this might have something to do with Mega Evolutions. I don't think Megas will be a part of Pokemon Go Fest, but if you remember from the picture, the sneak peek of Generation 6 picture, and the sneak peek of Megas, there was a wristband that the trainer was wearing that he looked like he activated in order to activate the Mega Evolution. So maybe the item is a Mega Stone and we get the wristband when Megas drop, or maybe it's the wristband and we get Mega Stones when Megas drop. But I do not expect Megas to come out, but it could be Mega related. That's all we know about Pokemon Go Fest so far. There's still a lot of unanswered questions and we're only days away. Here are some things that we don't know that is, to me at least, very important. How efficient will incense be? During the Safari Zones, spawns happened once every 30 seconds instead of once every minute. So will that be the case for Go Fest? How long will incense last? As we all know from remote community days, incense lasts 3 hours a pop on community days. Will that be the case for Pokemon Go Fest? Will stops be auto-lured? At normal Pokemon Go Fest and even Safari Zone events for Pokemon Go, all the Pokestops in the area are lured up automatically. Will that be the case here for Pokemon Go Fest 2020? Will people be allowed custom Pokestops? That means that if someone is playing in a rural area, will they be allowed to place a Pokestop down on their house so that they can have a Pokestop spawn? Will there be extra stops added to the map like we see in normal Pokemon Go Fest events? When I go to Lincoln Park, and if you walk around Lincoln Park in Chicago, there's some Pokestops there. But during Go Fest, there's a billion Pokestops there. Will that be the case for Pokemon Go Fest 2020 since it's remote? Will that happen? We don't know. Will Snorlax be shiny? Snorlax was in the promotional picture. There's no reason to have it spawning if it can't be shiny. Will it be shiny? What kind of spawns can we expect exactly? What kind of unknown spawns? What kind of regional spawns? Are there going to be multiple special trades available? Usually at the Go Fest events, you can do multiple special trades. Will we be able to do that at Pokemon Go Fest 2020? And will remote trading be allowed because we're in quarantine, because we're still in a pandemic? Will we be able to remote trade? We can remote raid in Pokemon Go, but we cannot remote trade. Will this be the first time remote trading ever comes to Pokemon Go? We don't know. So that's all we know, and some of the important things that we don't know. Now, we're going to go to Evolution Park, see if we can get some maybe shiny Bellsprout or something, and talk about how to properly prep for Pokemon Go Fest. And I'm going to transfer over 200 Pokemon in the process. Let's do it. Okay, so what's up? We got some 2-kilometer eggs, and we're gonna talk about the biggest part about preparing for Pokemon Go Fest is your storage, your Pokemon storage. The number one thing, close to the number 2 thing, which is your inventory, your item inventory storage. But with Pokemon Go Fest, it is your Pokemon storage. You're gonna want at least 200 available spaces, in my opinion, for Pokemon Go Fest for day 1 and day 2. And that's because you want space for shiny Pokemon, you want space for event spawns, you want space for, like Victini or regionals or unknown. You're gonna want at least 200 spaces. That's 100 per day. Also, this might be a Duskull nest, which would be super sick. I'd be down for more of that shiny. Yes, please. Now, as I battle this team leader, which is, please be Sierra. Yes, dude, Sierra just finds me, bro. Actually, this will be interesting. Hold on. Actually, and we're gonna use some revives and potions, which is another thing we're gonna talk about today. Okay, so let's talk about your Pokemon storage. More specifically, which Pokemon should you transfer in order to get ready for Go Fest? Okay, so the biggest tip that I could give, costume Pokemon. This is all of your event Pikachu. Bro, swap, dude. All your event Pikachu. This is, event anything. All of your Pokemon with a costume on it. And how you're gonna find those is actually just by typing in the word costume into the search bar, and it will pull up all of your costume Pokemon. And I'll show that after we're done with this battle. But you wanna look up your costume. So when it comes to your costume Pokemon, obviously keep all the shiny ones just because they're super duper rare and you don't want to get rid of those. And then for me, typically I keep like 1 to 3 of each from each event. So like, obviously we've had several Christmas events, so we have several Christmas hat Pikachus. So I'll keep like 1 to 3 Christmas hat Pikachu from each event. So that's worked for me. And then the rest of them, just transfer them. And now we can mass transfer event Pokemon, finally. So you can do that, it makes it easier. So that's when it comes to costume Pokemon. Let's talk about shiny Pokemon, because for some reason, people are just so down for the... Did that really just one-tap me, bro? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I didn't want that. Okay, do not transfer shiny Pokemon, bruh. There's so many people who just transfer shiny Pokemon like it's nothing. Don't transfer shiny Pokemon. Obviously, a lot of people have a lot of extra shinies just because of all the community days where, we're getting like 10, 20, 30 shiny Pokemon of one type. So yes, they stack up, they can get a little bit annoying, I know. But just don't transfer them. Why would you transfer them? My advice, if you have an excess of one single type of shiny, like, more like a ton of shiny Ghastly, right? I got 30 shiny Ghastly on community day. So if you have like 30 shiny Ghastly, instead of transferring them, either wait until Pokemon Go and Pokemon Home integration is a thing. What Pokemon Home is, it's like a bank where you can store all of your Pokemon from all the different games under like one roof. That's what Pokemon Home is. So either wait for Pokemon Go, Pokemon Home integration, or what you could do if you have a Nintendo Switch and Pokemon Let's Go, you can transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go, and then transfer them from Pokemon Let's Go into Pokemon Home. So if you have a Let's Go, or if you have a Nintendo Switch and you have Let's Go, don't transfer your shinies, just put them into Pokemon Home. Let's talk about Shadow Pokemon and maybe Shadow Shinies. Dude, no Shadow Shinies for me, bro. I'm getting robbed. When it comes to Shadow Pokemon, you're gonna want these are my rules, right? I basically find the ones that I think are cool and I keep them, like the Shadow Legendaries or like Shadow Larvitar or Beldum, like those OG Shadows, right? I try to keep the cool ones, but I only keep like 1 or maybe 2 of the cool ones. You don't need a bunch of them. Unless you collect them, I guess. Also, you're gonna wanna IV check your Shadow Pokemon to find the ones that can have near perfect IVs, and I'll show you how to do that. And then everything else, you're gonna either want to purify and then transfer, or just straight up transfer. Before transferring my Shadow Pokemon, I always purify them so that I could get the Golden Purifier medal, but that medal is like, I think it's something like 2 million Stardust worth of purification, so not a lot of people think it's worth it. I want it just because I'm a gold medalist, baby. But you don't have to purify it and transfer it, but there's that. For Unknown, because obviously you're gonna get Unknown from Pokemon Go Fest, and for those of us who have done previous events and have Unknown spawns, keep the super rare ones like the question mark and the exclamation mark. They're very, very rare. Here, let me just do this real quick. When it comes to your shadow Pokemon, this is how you want to check if it's good or not. You appraise it, and okay, so these IVs are bad. Basically, when you purify a shadow Pokemon, it boosts the IVs by a factor of 2, I think. So watch. So as you can see, the defense IV is 13. When I purify this, it should make it 15 on the defense IVs, which will give me 15 defense, which is great, but the rest of the IVs suck, so I might as well just transfer this Lapras out. So there's the Lapras, it was purified, and as you can see, we have 15 IVs on the defense, but it's trash. And then yeah, when it comes to unknown, oh here, look, when you search up costume, all your costume Pokemon, I go by recents just so I can like filter, because again, there's some event Pikachu from 2016, some from 2017, but with the same hats, and I kind of want to save some from each year. So you search costume, all of your costume Pokemon show up, and as you can see, I have 317 of them, so that's a lot of space. And then unknown, I filtered through a lot of Pokemon. I have not filtered through my unknown quite yet, but I've got 320 of them. So I'm gonna have to transfer some unknown, but I have to do that later this week. Also, a very helpful thing to do is if you search traded, it shows all the Pokemon that you've gotten through trades. And obviously, some traded Pokemon are dope and some are lucky, and if you're lucky enough, you can get some like shiny lucky ones like this, or you can get like a lucky 100%. But all the rest of them that are kind of garbage that you get from trades that you kind of just forget about, you're gonna wanna go through and transfer those out as well. As you can see, I've got 462 traded Pokemon. So I'm gonna have to transfer a lot of those out, and I already went through and marked some for trades or for transfers. Also too, if you wanna search for a Pokemon and its evolutions, you just do plus and then Duskull. Then as you can see, it shows Duskull and then all of Duskull's evolutions. I only have one shiny Duskull, and right, I got it during Go Fest? Yeah, Chicago, this was Go Fest 2019. So I could use it. Look how cool this thing is. Oh, I love this. I could use more of that. Okay, so what else to transfer? You're gonna look back on your old Pokemon. If you just search by recent and then you go all the way down, you can see your oldest Pokemon. These are your 2016s, 2017s, 2018s. My advice is to keep all your 2016 Pokemon, because even if it's a 2016 and it's not good like this Victory Bell with bad IVs, it's really good for trading. How trading works in Pokemon Go is if you have a Pokemon from 2016 or like just old Pokemon, the likelihood of it becoming a lucky trade is higher the older the Pokemon is. So your 2017s and 18s and 19s are less relevant, but the 2016s, keep those. And last but not least, when it comes to your Sudowoodo, because I do have 159 of them, don't transfer them, ever. When planning to transfer Pokemon, I'm just gonna search up costume. An easy way to do it, instead of individually transferring everything, because that takes forever if you're gonna do hundreds of Pokemon, I just named them transfer. I just named it transfer. And then as you can see, like searching through, like I'll stop, there's some named transfer, and then the ones that I don't wanna transfer are not named transfer, so that when I'm ready to mass transfer everything, I can just search up transfer. And as you can see, these are all the Pokemon that I have marked as Pokemon that I want to transfer, including Shadow Pokemon, including Legendaries, including mostly event Pokemon, to be honest with you, and then just kind of random spawns, Delibird, Snorlax, Pokemon that I got from trades over the years. So I have 208 Pokemon that I can currently transfer out. What I do want to do actually is all of these recent ones as well are gonna go. And wait, one thing that I want to advise: if you go out and catch a bunch of random Pokemon, like I did, like all these Pokemon right here, these are all random spawns, right? I'm not gonna keep any of them. Before transferring, type in 4 and then type in star, and it shows you all your 4-star, AKA your perfect 100% IV Pokemon. This Caterpie was a random catch that I quick caught in Santa Monica, and it would have been mass transferred with everything, but I decided to check, just search up 4-star, and it popped up, and I somehow randomly got a 100% IV perfect Caterpie, which I think is great. Also, this Miss Magius was 100%, that's from the last video. The Kyurem at a hundo, this was pretty dope. So search 4-stars before you transfer. Time to transfer out. We searched 4-star, there's no hundos in this batch, so all these can go. To be ready for Go Fest, I need to be under 2,700 spaces. So 2931, we're gonna go back in here, we're gonna search up transfer. And as you can see, it's 208, so we're gonna be A-okay. So we're gonna go back from the bottom. As you can see, we've got some really, really OG Pokemon here, like Delibirds from 2017. We've got the Event Hat Pikachu. I got a bunch of trades. It's just mainly event spawns. And unfortunately, we still can't mass transfer legendaries, which I guess is fine. So for the legendary Pokemon, I'll have to go through and manually transfer, but you know. Okay, so 176 Pokemon right there. This is actually one of the larger batches. Oh man, and it contains event Pokemon. So it makes sure that you know what you're doing. Boom, done. Oh my God, look at all that candy. Wow, wow. So, wait, Tauros. When going back into the storage, we're at 20, wow, I haven't seen that in a long time. 2,755 space out of 3,000, which means I've got, what, 145? 245, sorry? 245 spaces roaring and ready for Pokemon GO Fest this weekend. And I still have to purify and transfer out all the shadow Pokemon, actually. So when we look up transfer, and the legendaries too, look up transfer, we still have 32 more Pokemon that I intend to transfer out. So that's 32 more spaces, so even better. So we are set and ready for Pokemon GO Fest when it comes to our inventory and our storage. Now, what about the next one? Your item inventory. Okay, so let's look at my inventory. Also, I see Lauren.
Hello, it's a shiny Lauren.
It's a shiny Lauren. She's always shiny. Okay, so inside of your items, bag space, my bag space is at 2,000 right now. What you're gonna want for your items, at the very least, I would say when it comes to Pokeballs, you're gonna want 200. That's assuming that you're using a Pokemon Go Plus or a Gacha or the Let's Go ball, whatever. If you're gonna be catching, if you're using a device to catch for you, if you wanna maximize your Stardust and your XP gains throughout the event, you're gonna want at least 200 balls going into day one. So I'm gonna do some math here. The last time I did this, it was completely off. So let's say day one, the incense spawns is 1 spawn every 30 seconds. So every minute you get 2 spawns, which means every hour you get 120 spawns, which means for the entire 10-hour day, you'll get 1,200 spawns on your incense. So maybe you want more balls than 200. And that means that over the 2 days, assuming incense spawns 1 spawn every 30 seconds, over 2 days, you'll encounter 2,400 spawns on incense alone. And if it's 1 spawn every 1 minute, you still get 1,200 spawns. So you're gonna want a lot of Pokeballs if you're using a Let's Go or a Go Plus, or the Let's Go Ball or a Go Plus. And again, maybe 200 is not enough. Maybe like 400 or 500 is good. I have a lot of space, so I'm gonna stack up on balls for sure the next couple of days. Now, how about Great Balls and Ultra Balls? I would say have at least 100 of each going into the event, because you're gonna want Great Balls and you're gonna want Ultra Balls when you find shinies, when you find unknowns, when you find regionals, for Victini possibly, you're gonna want Great and Ultras, and potentially a lot of them for all the sparkles. Now, another item that a lot of people, including myself, have a lot of: rare candies. So if you've got, I recently spent 200 rare candies to get my 98 IV Kyogre up to max. If you have an excess of rare candies, I would recommend using them, but using them wisely. If you just want to use them on random Pokemon that are in like the raid meta, I mean, here, certain Pokemon that would be good to use them on include things like Mewtwo, or Kyogre, or Groudon, Dialga. Rayquaza's great. So if you need to get rid of rare candies, I put it in Pokemon like that are meta relevant. Or if you're interested in PvP, there's certain Pokemon that you can use rare candies on for PvP reasons. My channel is not the channel to go to for that, though. I would recommend, trainer tips, I'd recommend King, K-I-E-N-G, Valor Ash. There's a lot of really great PvP people out there, and if you know of some good PvP channels, leave them down in the comments. Also, if you already have a bunch of great Pokemon maxed out, maybe you want to give some extra moves to certain Pokemon. Because look, for legendaries, if I want to give this Mewtwo an extra move, it's going to cost 100 candies and 100,000 Stardust. Or something like Kyogre, right? I need to do 100 more rare candies into Kyogre to get it that extra move. So if you want to do extra moves in Pokemon like maybe like Tyranitar or PvP relevant ones, I'd recommend using rare candies on that. Also, spin stops as much as possible right now. I need balls, man. I need my balls. Another item that everyone has too many of: berries. What to do with the extra berries? I've got 286 pineapple berries. I'm not gonna use those. Honestly, you really don't need over 100 of any berry, except maybe golden raspberry and silver pineapple berries, just to like stock them up for buddies, for feeding buddies, and for legendaries and rare spawns or shinies. So golden raspberries and silver pineapple berries, stock those up. But the raspberry, nanaberry, pineapple berry, you really don't need a lot of them. You can discard any berries you don't use a lot of, the best way to do it is to feed it to gyms. Unfortunately, this gym is a Team Valor gym. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave the Sudowoodo in there. Basically, if that gym was Team Mystic, I could feed berries to the Pokemon in the gym and get Stardust out of that. So you can essentially exchange your berries for Stardust in gyms. If you didn't know that, now you know. And it's the best way to get rid of berries, but I mean, I have a lot of space, so I'm not gonna dump my berries just yet. But like, for example, right, I've got 280 pineapple berries, so we can just go and toss like 67 of them, and I've got that much more space. Also, if you need balls, opening gifts is the best way to get balls. Going in here, we'll go open one from Lauren. We'll open Lauren's gift. So as you can see, when we open her gift, I'll show you, there's a fast way to open gifts too, but we get out of that 5 Pokeballs, 1 Ultra Ball, 2 Great Balls, and that's that. That is so good. You get so much. So open gifts if you need to stock up on, Great Ultra or Pokeballs. And the fast way to do it, basically, here, watch this. So you see how there's like the little X right there to close out of the gift? Well, listen, if you go like this, you tap the gift, you tap open gift, and you press where that X is. Wait for it to open, wait for it to open, wait for it to open. What is going on? This is ruining the entire clip. Are you serious, bruh? Hello? Well, look, see how there's like a little X right there underneath the button open? You just press where the X is as the gift is opening, and it opens the gift faster for you. So if we go to Billy Lutz, we go open, and then we just press the X, it automatically opens the gift, but it does it quicker. So that's a quick way to open gifts throughout your friends list to be able to stack up on balls and items. And remember, you can only open up a certain amount of gifts per day, so make sure that when you're opening gifts, you have space in your inventory. Otherwise, all those gifts opened they're wasted. So look, we're already up to 52 Pokeballs, 102 Great Balls, 171 Ultra Balls. Gifts are great. Another item, so potions and revives. Listen, if you're big into gym battling, into PvP battling, or Go Rocket battling, you're gonna wanna keep potions and revives, specifically hyper potions and max potions, and specifically max revives. Although, you could dump, I usually dump super potions and regular potions, just because I never really need them or use them, but you don't want to get rid of all of your potions and revives. Also, bro, the game is laggy today, hello? And not last but not least, actually, hold on, 2 more things. TMs. Keep your elite TMs. Just don't get rid of the elite TMs, but you can get rid of fast and charged TMs if you don't use them a lot. If you're big on PvP, I'd recommend saving your TMs, but like, fast TMs, I've got like 40 of them, right? I can get rid of 24. Okay, maybe that was too much. But I never use TMs, right? So keep some, but you don't have to keep like 50 of them. I had like 100 charged TMs last week, and I just had to dump a bunch of them. And last but not least, evolution items. Listen, if you've been playing for a long time, you probably have way too many evolution items. I have way too many evolution items. So obviously I'm gonna keep all the Unova stones because they're the newest ones, but things like Sunstone, we'll get rid of like 14 of them. King's Rock, we've got 39, I can get rid of 21 of them. Metal Coat, we've got 35, we'll just dump 21 of those as well. Dragon Scale, we have 14, we can dump like 9. We've got 20 upgrades. I'm actually not gonna get rid of any of them because it's rumored that Porygon might be a community day option, so I'm just gonna keep those. But Sinnoh Stones, 32 Sinnoh Stones, we can get rid of like 20 of them. You don't need all of them. And if an event happens where a certain Pokemon that requires one of these evolution stones is spawning a ton, or you need evolution stones, most likely the evolution stone will be a part of the update, as in you'll get more of that certain stone because more people need it, right? So you don't have to worry about stones too much. So that is everything you need to know about your item bag space. Lauren, how are you preparing for Pokemon GO Fest 2020?
Not very much, because apparently I'm filling up my inventory rather than making it available.
How much Pokemon space do you have available?
Like none.
Really?
Yeah.
According to Mystic 7, you should have at least 200 spaces available for Pokemon GO Fest Day 1 and Day 2.
200?
Yes.
You can buy some in the shop. I know you haven't filled yours up yet, so you can
always... let's go shopping.
Okay, so, oh my god, let's round it out. What's the best strategy while playing through Pokemon GO Fest? One of the bigger pieces of advice, use your Go Plus. If you want to maximize you checking spawns, if you want to maximize your Stardust and XP gain, just use the Go Plus. Way easier. But remember, you need Pokeballs. Now, when you're using your Go Plus, make sure to shiny check before pressing the button. I know we all know this. I'm just going to reiterate. Okay, so look. A Shelder just spawned on my incense. Shelder could be shiny. So if the Go Plus selects Shelder, before pressing the Go Plus to catch it, make sure to tap on Shelder, see if it's shiny or not, and if it's not shiny, flee it, and then use the Go Plus. Also, you're gonna want a quick catch too. If you do not have a Pokemon Go Plus, this is the next best thing. A lot of people ask me how to quick catch. I'm gonna explain really quickly right here and then never answer the question again. Okay, so I hold the phone with my left hand, right? So my left hand thumb taps on the berry button. I'm not pressing it to let it go. I'm putting my thumb on the berry button and holding it, right? And then I take my other finger, my throw finger, grab the ball, do my spin, throw the ball, and then with my thumb, I then swipe over, which opens up the berries. I tap out of it, and then I flee. And that's how to quick catch in Pokemon Go. I'll do it one more time. Okay, Hippo, not shiny, so I could Go Plus it. Hold down left thumb on the berry, throw the ball, slide the left thumb over, tap out of that, and flee. That is a quick catch. And sometimes it catches, sometimes it doesn't. As you can see, it didn't catch it. So I just basically go in and quick catch again until it catches. This guy's being a jerk. Wait, hold on. I'll use a Great Ball. Okay, boom. Nice. Done. Into my recent. As you can see, Hippo should be there. It is perfect. Also, another good idea is just to keep a great buddy, a buddy with great friends or higher, so that it could bring you balls and items during Pokemon Go Fest. Hopefully it brings balls, because for whatever reason, for Ghastly, for this Go Fest, for this community day, your buddy didn't bring you balls anymore. Typically every hour, your buddy brought you 50 balls. It didn't happen during Ghastly Community Day. I don't know why. Bad idea to take it away in my opinion, but they did. So, I don't know, make sure, maybe they bring it back for Go Fest. Also, when you go and catch a bunch of Pokemon by quick catching or by Go Plussing, again, remember to 4-star check to make sure you don't have any hundos, and then transfer everything out in mass. And if you're big on PvP, then you want to go and obviously individually check IVs, because PvP IVs are different, for each league. So this would be a half decent PvP IV Hippopotas. It's getting transferred though. So there's that, and any prep for day 2, because remember day 2 is gonna be a little bit different. Prep for day 2, open gifts if you didn't open them throughout the day to replenish your balls. So on day 1, if you did not open up all of your gifts possible, open the rest of them up and make sure you've got space to replenish your balls. In the morning of day 2, open up your gifts, because it doesn't look like on the website, it doesn't say that, the special item that you'll get from gift opening on day 1, I don't think you'll get day 2. So I think in the morning of day 2, you're safe to just open up all your gifts and replenish your balls. Although you should wait a little bit. Don't open up all of them in the morning, but if you need to, you can, I think. Also for day 2, make sure just to hit up local spots and Pokestops in order to replenish your balls, because I only have 50 Pokeballs right now, and I'm gonna need several hundred for Go Fest. So I've got a lot of spinning to do, a lot of gift opening to do. And as you can see, the gyms even give really good balls as well. So make sure to replenish your balls. And as you catch Pokemon from day 1 and day 2, continuously remember to IV check and mass transfer. But if you did like I did and transferred out a bunch of Pokemon beforehand, look, I almost have 300 spaces available to get Pokemon during, let me just get these guys out of here. By the time I'm done searching through all my Pokemon and transferring everything out, I'll almost have 300 spaces available for Pokemon storage for Go Fest. So I should not run into an issue where I run out of storage space. Unless I get lazy and I don't mass transfer throughout the day, then yeah, that's gonna happen. So and that's it. That's pretty much the entire guide. Yeah, wow, that's a lot, eh?
Well, dope. That was today's episode. If y'all enjoyed it and found it helpful, make sure to leave a like, hop in the live streams, and definitely hop in the live streams on Saturday during Go Fest as we stream what the heck is going on during this amazing event. Hope you're ready. Hope you're excited. See you in the next video or stream. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out.